What's up friends, Chook here and welcome back to Bit Heroes. Alright, it is Sunday, which is Item Find Day, and usually we do Raid 5 on Heroic. However, with the introduction of expeditions, I thought we'd just do some expeditions for this episode just to switch it up a little bit. But before we start, we can see that we have a super scroll on, so we have a very good chance of getting some form of loot, well the best chance we have, I guess. And we also have 7 of these average badge pouches, so we could do probably like a few runs through expedition. And while we're here, we'll go to equipment as well, and we can see that we have 2 of the new DPS set. So we have the ring and the offhand. We've already fully upgraded the ring of this set, which is unfortunate, but we'll have to like exchange that and get all the luminous stones back and everything to upgrade this one. And then the offhand we haven't upgraded this offhand yet, so we can go straight into that one and we can start doing this set instead of this set, which is good. And then I've got some things here, like I've got this this staff here and this chest piece here that I can also exchange for some luminous stones. I'll probably keep the weapon just for now, the sword, but that's what we'll do. So let's get started. Let's just double check that we have our item find runes on, which we do, and let's start. So I am doing the fatty invasion, the fatty expedition, I should say, because I really want that fatty Yeti mount. Apparently it's super rare to get as well, but that's what we're going for. I found that 360 is a sweet spot. I can do 400, and I haven't tried above that actually, but it all depends on whether. We'll start and I'll have a chat about it, and that's my normal team. It all depends on what the first mob is. So here we've got a fatty Yeti as the first mob. Hey man, do you have a Discord or something I can ask a few quick questions on? I don't at the moment, but am gonna make one soon. There you go, I'm gonna make a Discord soon. I'm gonna make one soon. Just recording, ADM. I'll chat to you after. My god. This is the first time I've used my computer in 2 days as well, so a little bit of YouTube of you know, cold fingers and all the rest of it on the keyboard. Yeah, anyway, what I was saying is it depends if you get one of these like fat, bigger, like sub-boss type thing enemies. If you get one of them on the first enemy group, then on 400 I can get wiped, but on 360 I seem to be able to do it no worries. Now the only problem with the fatty invasion is this son of a bitch here, this pink crustacean-y thing, has like a team heal every turn, and it's like it's so annoying to try and break through it. As you can see, if I just put auto, we might be here, you know, for some time, perhaps a couple of days, maybe a month. So to get through this, all we need to do is just do auto attacks or free attacks, build up a SP, and then use our mount attacks to smash through it. That's the easiest way of doing it. Again, if this is on 400, that's even harder to do. So I've just found 360 chunk is a good kind of level for me at the moment. I'm gonna try this. Damn it. Ah, shit. Okay. Chunk. Good. And now we can go back to auto. So if we get another fatty purple crustacean, pink crustacean, we may be in a little bit of trouble in the fact that we're just going to have to rely on like dual strike procs and other procs and stuff to get them down, because they just heal for days, man. They just do not go down. So as far as all the expeditions go, this one is probably the most irritating because of that fact, but it doesn't, at level 360 at least, it doesn't pose much of a threat. Like, I don't die very often, or at all. It just sometimes it can be a bit frustrating if you do get those particular, you know, big enemy crustacean-y dudes that you just can't seem to get down. Here we've got 2 of them, so that sucks. This could take a while. We'll just let it auto out and see if we... No, we're going to have to manual this. Oh, no, we're not. There we go. Lucky procs. Now, I don't know if the mounts, if you know this, let me know as well in the comments. I don't know whether the mounts and the set pieces and all that only drop off the boss. I'm assuming that's the case. Both of my set pieces have dropped off the boss, so I'm assuming that the set pieces drop off the boss just like they do in raids and stuff. But the mount, I'm not sure whether that's just off any enemy or again whether it's off the boss. So if you know that, if you've got one of the mounts from the expeditions and stuff, let me know if you got it from the boss or not, but I'm assuming that's the case. I mean, Scissors and Eagle and stuff have got a few of the mounts now. I think Eagle's got the red ghost dude with the halo, and he's also got that mob that we just fought then. And Scissors has that mob that we just fought then, and I think he has the rat robot, I think. So yeah, I could always ask them as well. But just on the fly, if you know whether the mounts only drop off the boss, yeah, just chuck it down in the comments on it. All right, let's see if we get something good. And nothing, as is the case. Usually the case, I should say. So we'll do a few expeditions, right? Stephanie got the Hood of the Lost Return. Congrats, Stephanie. We'll do a few of these. While the expedition is active, so it's active for a month when it, or 28 days or something, when it first came out. We may as well like do it. Let's have a look at how long it's left on it. That's the wrong button. What are we doing? Settings, news. Is it even still in the news? There it is. Still got 19 days left. So for probably the next few weeks, I'll probably do expeditions on a Sunday, just because it's like fresher than Raid 5 Heroic, and it's also where my new set pieces drop. So if I've got the badges and everything, and the badge potion things, badge consumables, then we'll do expeditions. If not, we'll do raids, and maybe a mix of the two. I don't know, but the expeditions is definitely like the newer, more exciting thing at the moment. R5 we've been doing for quite a while, as as everyone that's max level. So when something else comes along that you can do instead, it keeps the game a little bit fresh when you are at endgame. Obviously, when you're lower and you're leveling up and stuff, it's pretty much always fresh because you're always finding new content. But once you've been running, Raid 5 Heroic for a couple of months, it can get a little bit stale sometimes. Oh, that is a fat Yeti. Oh man, I so want this mount. The only thing that in the game, well, this is my favorite mount in the game so far, hands down. And the only thing that could beat it is if they brought out an actual chicken or a rooster mount or something. But that's not in the game yet, so yeah, this is definitely my favorite one, and I want it real bad. And we'll get it. I pretty much will just run this expedition until I get it. That's basically what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, so in the news it says, we'll have a look again when we finish this group of mobs. But it says it's like, there's like Zombo invasion and there's Jelly invasion and all the rest of it. Like, this is a particular type of expedition. Let's have a quick look. Expeditions. Okay, it's not actually... Inferno Dimension event. So this is an Inferno Dimension expedition, maybe? So maybe there'll be like different ones with different mobs and different types of stuff. So like the Zombo invasion is all zombie related. The Jelly invasion, Gummy invasion, whatever it is obviously all about Jelly Gummy stuff. So maybe there'll be different expeditions in the future with different mobs and then different, mounts and cosmetics and all the rest of it. That would be cool, instead of just keeping the same thing over and over again. But we'll see. We'll see. The fact that it goes for a month is interesting, because GVG and Invasion are only week long. Is Invasion week long or 2 weeks? Might be 2 weeks. GVG is definitely just 1 week. But the fact that it goes for a month is a fair bit. Come on, give us something good. Greens? That's rubbish. that's super rubbish. Oh well. So this one we didn't have any trouble, so far at least, this expedition. I keep wanting to say invasion, with the purple crustacean dude. So, it's all RNG. Sometimes you get bad pulls of the scripts and mobs and stuff, which ones are big, which ones are small, how many of them you get, etc. This particular expedition, we didn't have much issues, much problems, many problems. Unless, oh no, another fatty Yeti. He's so freaking cool, man. Look at him. What a champ. What an absolute fat bastard of a champ. He's great. He's so good. And he just kind of like wobbles back and forth. Like, this dude's like, he's got too much energy. You know, the chicken's like doing a head bobby thing, and the fat dude just like, that's all he can muster. That's all the energy he's got. Okay, so we need to use some more of these badges. Let's quickly take a look at how we're doing. Our guild is ranked 27th, which is great. But as you can see here, Eagle has done like 1.5 million. And Scissors has done, you know, 7.5 million. We're sitting at 120k maybe. So yeah, we haven't been able to contribute as much, but that's because A, free to play, and B, I recently just spent like a crap ton of my guild honor stuff on average energy potions. I had like over 1 million honor, and I spent it all on energy potions when I had a super scroll to buy more raid shards. So, you know, had I saved them, I definitely would have bought more of these pouches. That's just the way it goes. All right, let's go and use some of those consumables. So let's go up here. And I also have a raid basket, shard basket still. At the moment, it's 7:21 p.m. And I have to get up at about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I'll probably use that, but most likely won't get them all done today. But the super scroll, I still have, what, like 20 hours worth? Yeah, I only used it just a couple of hours ago, obviously. So I'll still have this to be able to do all those 20 with the super scroll on. I just won't have the 50% from the Sunday is all. But, you know, whatever. All right, anyway, let's go and use, let's do 2 more, right? So we'll use 2 badges. Are we sure? Yes, we're sure. And we'll do 2 more expeditions, and let's hope that we get something good. So this, because the first mob was just, you know, small dudes, small trees and small yetis. Had we done 400 on this, we probably would have been okay. Because you get through the first thing, you build up some shields, and, you know, it ends up being okay. But if you get like one of those massive yetis or massive crustacean pink dudes as your first group of mobs, it's rough. I think if I had a legendary pet, healing, shielding pet or whatever, then it may make a fair bit of a difference. But at the moment, I've only got the rare, so I'm letting my team down, my personal team down, with the lack of legendary accessories and pets. But I am working on that 9,500 gem offer wall merged dragons thing. It's taking a long ass time, actually. I looked it up, and I think I'm about halfway. So I think it's going to take about a month, which is what I said in the video whenever it was. Last week, I think it was. I was talking about it. But, you know, a month of... I log in twice a day, one in the morning and one at night, and for about 10 minutes each time. So 20 minutes a day for a month for 9,500 gems. It's not bad. Like, it's a slow burn. And sometimes I, like with those things, I just can't be bothered. I see the amount of gems, like, oh, this gives 6,000 gems, but it's like Vikings or something. It's like reach Town Hall 11 or something. I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't sound like it's going to be a quick process. You know, there's Fishdom and like Gardenscape and stuff like that, where it's like finish the tutorial and you get like 80 gems. I'm like, that I can do. Finish the tutorial. It'll take like 10 minutes. And it does take 10 minutes to get 80 gems. Fine, good. But anything that's a few thousand, you know, you're in there for, you know, a couple of days at least, or a week. And in this case, with the 9,500 gems, which is a massive amount of gems, to be fair. Yeah, she's going to take a while. So you see here, Scissors did get hurt a little bit. And this is on 360, so again, 400, there's much more chance of them dying and you not completing the expedition at all. So it's always better than if you know that you know, say, my example again, if I know that I can beat 400, but it's not a definite thing, it's like a 50-50 or even a 30-70 chance of winning or whatever, In my opinion, it's not worth doing. You may as well go down to, 375, 360, 350 even, what I'm doing, and guarantee that you will beat the thing every single time. And then that way you've got more chance of, well, you're beating it, so you're getting more XP to start with, but you've got more chances of getting loot because you're clearing every single enemy. The higher the tier that you're doing seems to be the higher chance of getting the better loot, but you're not going to get loot if you can't beat it, right? So, and yet again, nothing. Yeah, you're not going to get any loot if you can't actually finish the expedition. So the first and most important thing is to make sure that you can actually beat the expedition. So yeah, that's my advice. That if you're going into something and you can't guarantee and you're not super confident, raids as well. Like if you're trying to do raid 5 heroic, for instance, and you're doing it and you're only beating the boss like half the time, or 30% of the time or something, I'd go back to hard. Because yeah, fair enough, like doing it on heroic will give you better chance of item find, and you're only going to find mythics and set pieces in heroic, but you're not going to get anything if you can't beat the boss. So you may as well go back to hard, and then that way, if you're guaranteed to beat it on hard, at least you've got chances of getting legendaries. Then you can exchange those legendaries for more luminous stones, and then when you finally do work up to the heroic and you start getting those drops that you want, you've built up all the luminous stones from all your loots on hard. It's just, I don't know, it's just better to be able to finish something and get guaranteed loot than to, throw everything, all your eggs in one basket and potentially / probably fail, and then it's a waste of time. So that's my advice. Okay, so we only have a few more mobs in this expedition. So far, nothing. I mean, in the raids, you only get stuff off the boss. That's why I was saying before, if you know whether it's just the mounts and stuff are just off the boss, which is what I'm assuming it is, that all these trash mobs aren't really that important. I mean, we can get some rares and stuff that we can exchange for that we can change for epic material and whatnot. But we haven't got any with Super Scroll. We haven't got any fusion schematics or basically anything. So it's a bit disappointing. But I do have, I think it's 6 more badges, so that's another 6 runs of expedition. And then I have the 20 raids shard basket thing to do as well. But the last 3 Sundays, I've managed to get a Super Scroll during the week for it, and I haven't got basically anything with the Super Scrolls at all. It's funny, last week, right, I had a Super Scroll and I used it, nothing. And then when it ran out the next day, I just went in with, the normal item find runes or whatever and got a set piece in here. And the week before, same thing. I got, I think it was the set piece, the offhand, or whatever it was in Raid 5 Heroic, with no Super Scroll, just normal, but with Super Scroll got nothing. So it's a funny one. Super Scrolls don't really seem to work for me, even though, with the stats that they have, they really should. I mean, 150% item find compared to 25%. So you've got 125% more than what I normally do. And it doesn't work. And then I go in there with just 25% and I get the loot. Oh well, these things happen. Alright, well there you go. There was 4 expeditions. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything. But I will do it off camera as I always do, and if I get any loot from that, I will fill you in next Thursday. And also we had last Thursday I asked if you wanted me to just keep doing raid 1 over and over again or to switch it up, and someone suggested that we do like raid 1. What a dog's come in with a toy, if you can hear that squeaking. We do raid 1, last week for instance, and then this week we'll do like raid 3, and then next week we'll do raid 4, and then we'll go back to raid 1, and we'll just cycle through them. And then that way, it's not just doing the same raid every single week, and it's a bit of variance, because I need all 3 fams anyway. And then when we catch one, we'll just delete that out of the roster. So say we catch, the Captain Woodbeard, then we'll just do alternating raid 1 and raid 4, raid 1, raid 4, etc, etc. So that's what we'll do. So this week we will do raid 3, and then next week we'll do raid 4, and then the following Thursday we'll go back to raid 1. And then next Sunday, providing I have badges, we will do expeditions again. If not, we'll do the 2 expeditions that we get for free, and then we'll do like a raid or 2 as well. So that's the future plan as far as Thursdays and Sundays go. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.